reached out to Chris after the panel on Tiffany's thing. I reached out to Chris personally myself on July 25th and spoke to him. And then I got him in touch with my mom because she asked me to.
We hear this conversation with Chris McDonough that Mary had recorded when she was talking to Don Wells about her sister Trish and what happened to Trish many years ago at the hands of Don Wells. Don Wells was 14 years old. Trish was only 5 years old.
This is a control phone call that Mary, when she called me, and I coached her through it because that's what I do.
Mary, took a different approach and got him on the record, recorded the conversation and turned that conversation over to Chris McDonough and explained, some of the stuff behind the scenes that were going on to Chris McDonough. So he actually brought forth this clip and decided to break it down. And
that moral compass will come to the top. Because what you're going to hear, and I'm going to put it on here in a second, and the way we're going to do this is I'm going to give you a trigger warning right up front because he's going to talk about Jeannie. What he fails to tell everybody, though, in the call, like always, is when it started, he was 12 and she was 5.
Oh, I got people calling me like crazy talking about Jeannie's thing and McDonough's thing. Have you watched it?
Was that the one that he done with Jeannie? Just a couple days ago.
Many months later, Chris McDonough has this telephone call that Don Wells and Mary were having, and it was recorded, whether it was known to Don Wells or not. But he is in jail, so it is presumed that all calls are recorded. And he plays it. Wells has denied it to the public many times that any of this has happened.
Yeah, we did have a relationship when we were younger.
And what was
and she's just as guilty as I am. So she's trying to pull the wool over everybody's eyes like she's a Miss Innocent and all this and that. Well, she's not.
Walk me through that. Help me understand.
I would rather not, but so we kind of had a relationship when we were younger. Yeah, I was a bit older. I had a dirt bike, I don't know how old.
So for her, the abuse started when she was 4 and went on until she was 10. And it only stopped then because he went to prison the first time.
I know they had said that she had told family when it happened, but was it never discussed again? And then it came to the forefront again? Or?
So when she was younger, she did tell. She told her mom, and my grandma believed her and talked to my grandpa. And my grandpa said something along the lines of, "What did he do? Touch your boob?" And then it was just kind of nothing was ever done after that.
Do you know how old he was at the time?
I don't. I think he's 53 now, and she's, he's 63. I'm not sure. He's one of the oldest of the siblings. I think there's like a 10-year difference.
So a 10-year difference around.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure how old he is.
Okay, does anybody know Don's exact age?
There might be there might be like a 15-year difference actually. I think he's in his 60s, but I'm not 100% sure.
I believe he's 60.
But we haven't met any of the other kids, and we knew that him and Candace had 5 children, but we didn't know that he even had a daughter.
They have 5?
Yeah, it's my understanding that, and I'm not 100% sure, but it's my understanding that they had one after summer and gave her up for adoption. That's what I've been told by my grandma.
Okay, that's the first I've heard of this. Okay.
Is from Donald Wells' sister. Now, you might have already heard about this, but if you haven't, I thought I'd bring it to your attention. She said, "I am one of the people who Donald Wells did things to. For me, it started when I was 4 years of age and lasted until he went to prison when I was around 10. All the time, but nothing would ever come of it. Family members were constantly offering to take the kids, and one even tried to adopt them, but they always refused. Just sit by while my daughter gets criticised for trying to give insight on what might have happened to Summer. My past does not sway me in either direction. If Donnie or Candace had anything to do with Summer's disappearance."
All of these principles. Out of 365 days a year, and I just break that out, let's say we take 165 days off. If it was just 200 days a year, which I know it's more because you said it lasted for almost 7 years, or 7 years.
Yeah.
Almost every night. And I know you and I talked at length about the pain that's still with you, and we don't have to go there, out of respect for you, right? But if I just did 200 nights a year, that is over 2,400 times you were brutalized, Jeannie Strong. That's amazing. That is amazing. You know, they love it. They love you. They love your story.
But she started dating her cousin, which was about 12 years old at that time. And ever since then, she just wanted me out of the picture.
And who's Ronnie?
She ended up marrying him and having kids. That's her cousin.
And what about this other person you mentioned, Tish? What's her name?
Her daughter's name was Trish.
He actually brought forth this clip and decided to break it down and to explain it. Because in reality, Mary had actually gotten a confession. You know, she worked very hard, and Don Wells confessed to his involvement many years ago in Utah related to her sister Trish.
Can I say one more thing? Trish had mentioned that I tried selling my kids when I was younger, when I was living in Utah. And I just want to flat out deny that. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Who in the world can you sell kids to anyway? That is just unbelievable.
So he, again, takes the opportunity right then and there.
Listen to this very carefully, and then let's weigh in. So here we go.
I've done what I did. I get that.
Right.
I still have, I remember many times and throughout my life, girls hitting on me. I've been to places in California where I've been to some places where there were little kids, where people were trying to sell these little kids.
Oh, wow.
I've seen a lot of shit.
So let me know what your thoughts are about this revelation. Do you believe, one, that Don knows where, how, and why to get rid of someone in this manner? And do you believe that he was in a den like that in California? And what about the big question, the elephant in the room? Why in the world was Don at a place like that? Why in the world would he even know or even be and see something like that? Was he there for a reason? Self-absorbed reason? Did he partake in those activities? Many people have alleged, since his daughter went missing, that these types of things were actually going on in his home.
I'm sorry, but even in the groups that I ran with, as bad dudes as they were, some of these people killed people.
Two things. Number one, if you could put Mary's channel in the chat and Josh's in the lab. If you have not subscribed to either one of these channels, would you please tonight do so? These are great people. They're friends of mine. I vouch for them. And, with Mary's got her cooking show, it's amazing. Try her meatloaf. We did. It was off the hook. And then your pulled pork aloha stuff, or the Hawaiian stuff. Pork. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Tabasco wings.
I want to let you know you sent me to the ER. No.